Alright, we are looking at the 2023 Road King Special. It's got a stage 2 in it, so I'll probably ask the fella what cam does it have. You can see if this thing's recording. This thing is really just unreliable, so I'll ask him. So does this have the torque cam or the power cam?
M8.
No. Does it have the torque cam or the power?
I have no idea what cam to put in it.
Okay.
All I know is that it's stage 2.
Alright.
I guess you'll tell me when you get on it, does it have the torque cam or the horsepower cam?
Yeah, I'll try it out.
You're all good, dude.
Alright, thanks. Vatos, thanks for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the studio with the voiceover because the GoPro did not record the audio on this one. So surprisingly, out of 18 videos, only one of them, of course, did not work 100%. But we could always record this after and probably provide my own thoughts of the overall experience and how the Stage 2 Road King performed. So this is a 2023 Road King with the Stage 2. Now, you guys heard I asked the gentleman if it was a torque cam, power cam. I believe it's a power cam based off the performance of the bike and where it kind of likes to sit at. I didn't notice much of a difference in the low end, but that changed a little bit once I started getting it on the freeway. That's when I was able to kind of notice a little bit more power at the high end. So anyways, how does the 2023 Road King Special compare to last year's? It's the same bike, all right? I test rode the Special last year without the windshield. This one has the windshield, and you guys have seen this windshield on $1 Million Bogan's Road King. It's a really cool windshield. I like it. I'm a fan of it. The color, the smoke. Of course, you have a little bit of a mini vent right there that you could open and close, which is nice as well. Now, everything, like I said, is the same. It's a good-looking bike. I'm a huge fan of the Road King, and that's only because, of course, it's the lightest touring frame that Harley has. Most of the Street Glide, the Road Glide, both of those bikes weigh close to 800 pounds, and the Road Glide weighs in at 840 pounds. So this is the lightest option from Harley with the touring frame, and you also have, of course, the Special, which is about $6,000 cheaper, or is it $5,000, $4,000 around there, cheaper than its counterparts like the Street Glide and the Road Glide, which are both up towards closer to $29,000. So it's got, like I said, it's got some benefits. It's the cheapest one. It's good for 2-up riding. You could also just buy the windshield and save yourself some coin instead of buying the Batwing fairing or getting the Road Glide. You could also still do that, but you also have options as far as getting an aftermarket fairing if you want more wind protection. You could get yourself a Road Warrior fairing. You could get yourself a Batwing from Memphis. You have different options, all right? So overall, I really like the bike. It's probably, like I said, my favorite. I'm a fan of the Prodigy wheels. This is something that they added back in 2021. They also went ahead and removed the hydraulic clutch in 2021, which is, it depends on the rider. Some people hate that. Some people like it. The cable clutch, in my opinion, I've been using it for a while. You could also, do other mods to kind of ease that strain of your left hand. If you do a lot of city riding, you could get a lighter clutch, or you could get yourself a easy pull lever. So you have different options, and it just depends on you. But of course, with cable clutch, you have to adjust it over time. So anyways, let's talk about some of the differences that I noticed on the Road King, and specifically on this one. Of course, it's got that new big air breather, or that big sucker. That's the Screaming Eagle part, and it looks like they've tweaked something with the placement of the air breather. Now, it wasn't bumping into my leg like it used to. So that's just something that I did notice, you know, compared to previous models like last year when they had that big air sucker. I noticed that the air breather was bumping into my shin. This one looks like they just shifted it over maybe about I'd say maybe half an inch to 3/4. And some of the bikes, it felt like they moved it like by an inch or an inch and a half, depending on, of course, the seat. So that's, you know, that's some of the benefits. Here in this, you know, part of the video, you can see me messing with it because I was getting a little bit of wind buffeting, and I was trying to see if it improved by opening that vent, or, you know, just trying out different things. This is the first time I've ridden with this windshield, so I'm talking about right here in the video. You can see that I believe, if I remember correctly, my point of view sits right above the windshield, which is nice. You know, it's a big windshield. It's a large windshield. I believe it's closer to 20 inches. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you know, it's a tall windshield. And I was just mentioning that at 5'7", I can still look you know, above the windshield, and I believe the edge of the glass was below my point of view, which is nice. Of course, I have a huge windshield on my metric, and that one I am looking through it. So it just depends on the rider. Maybe you don't mind looking through the windshield. Maybe you're okay with having the edge of the glass at your point of view, but typically you want to look over it just a tad bit, and that also helps with, you know, other things such as wind buffeting and noise, and of course wind protection. So based off of, you know, those factors, I do have to mention that I did get wind buffeting with this windshield. I also had the GoPro Hero 11 mounted on the side of my helmet, so I have to also mention that because that could have been the reason why I was getting wind buffeting. Maybe that's what it was. But as far as placement of the bike, 5'7", I'm able to flat foot the bike. It's a great feeling bike. The handlebars are great. I'm a huge fan of the triangle on this bike. You know, the seat's comfortable. The placement of your legs, of your feet, even though it's, you know, forward controls, my knees were bent. You know, at a comfortable position. My knees were aligned with the fuel tank. You know, you can see my hand placement, very comfortable ride, slightly taller than, of course, the other options like the Street Glide and the Road Glide. But yeah, my arms were nice and stretched out. I wasn't cramped as far as, you know, my elbow placement, being pointed upwards or downwards or anything like that. My arms were about fully extended, which is very comfortable. I really liked the Road King. And of course, the rider position is more of an upright, so it's very comfortable. You're not leaned over the tank or anything like that. It's very comfortable as far as, you know, being able to ride it for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. You could do that on this bike. So right here, this is the part where I start getting into it. I start letting it kind of breathe, letting that 114, you know, breathe. So let's go ahead and listen to this engine roar. Alright, so you're able to hear that beautiful Milwaukee 8. It's a good sounding bike. It's got a stage 2, like I said, so it has Screaming Eagle stage 1, and it has a Screaming Eagle stage 2, and like I said, I believe it's a power cam. So the bike sounds amazing. The bike as it sits, it's also 50 state legal, so you could ride this in California. You don't void your warranty, but it's got some drawbacks, right? So if you're going with the stage 2 OEM build, you know, Harley original equipment manufacturer, then you're losing out on some performance. Okay, you are paying top dollar, and you're paying for a mild performance gain. So I mean, there's pros and cons. If you go aftermarket, this bike will feel completely different. I almost guarantee that you'll squeeze out another 10 horsepower and probably an additional 15 pounds of torque if you were to use an aftermarket tuner. So I mean, it is what it is. You either keep your warranty. If you're someone that looks at extending your warranty, getting ESP, then that could benefit you. All right, you'll have 6 years of warranty additional, or on top of the 2 years, so you don't have to worry about, you know, costs in the long run. And then on top of that, of course, you have the dealer network. I believe, how many dealerships do they have? 700, 600 dealers. So even if you're out of town or anywhere in the United States, you're pretty much covered when it comes to ESP, which is, like I said, those are the benefits. But if you were to go aftermarket, you get more performance and you get more bang for your buck because, of course, you're not being limited by California regulations, CARB. So that's what, that's some of the benefits of going OEM performance, extended warranty. You go aftermarket, you get the full potential of the Milwaukee 8, and you get the full benefits of a cam. So those, just to kind of narrow it down. So you also saw in the video that I was messing with the vent, and that's because I was getting some wind buffeting, and I was seeing if it improved, and it appeared that it improved the wind buffeting when the vent was open. I don't know if it's someone out there can probably comment on this. Maybe you guys know. Like I said, this is just a test ride. This isn't a review. I'm not riding these bikes for more than 10 minutes. So it's minor. It's a little bit of a taste of what Harley has to offer with these demo trucks. You get to try out all the different flavors, and of course most of these are pretty much the same, except for, of course, this one, which has a stage 2, and probably some of the other bikes, the limiteds that have additional weight. Some of the bikes weigh 1,000 pounds, but they have the same powertrain, and I think that's where Harley kind of just misses the mark by a little bit. Of course, these bikes weigh 1,000 pounds, and this is the same powertrain on my Lowrider S. So I've had my Lowrider S for 3 years now. Love the bike, love the sound, the performance. It's a reliable bike. I don't know as far as what's going on with other YouTubers and having noise and odd issues, but as far as 2020 and up, most of the problems as far as the oil sumping has been improved. But of course, you could always go ahead and buy yourself an SNS, a plate kit, an oil pump, something that will improve it dramatically. And that way you don't have to worry about completely destroying your Milwaukee 8. So anyways, thanks for tuning in to yet another video. I apologize about the sound, but like I said, out of most of the videos, the media mod has been consistent as far as, of course, recording audio and having zero lost footage of GoPro. But I mean, GoPro, the media mod, some of the other stuff, I'm not going to get into it. This is just, of course, the test ride of the Road King, and I love it. All right, it's one of my favorite towing models, and like I said, it's the lightest one, and you get a lot of those benefits as far as suspension and the wind protection and two-up riding capabilities. You guys stay out there, stay safe. Later.